Hey there, Adrienne Elise here. Welcome to the Gaia Daily for April 17th through 20th. How are you doing? Well, we're just in this really intense time. And the energy today, the message today is like, here we go. We're in it. We're in the middle, sort of vortex shift, convergence of timelines, going through a portal, rebirthing humanity. So today the moon moves into Pisces. And so tomorrow it will come into a conjunction with Neptune. And so this feels like a cat in a washing machine. That's kind of like what comes to mind. We're getting thrown all over the place right now. It's like maybe that's part of what you souls are here doing, is existing in multiple dimensional frequencies. It does seem like we've been brought together in this convergence of timelines, layered time, and yet some of us are being asked to exist in multiple dimensions, maybe to hold space for this transition. Huge energies around self-care, which is very hard because there's so much coming up with the Pisces energy around self-sacrifice, and are you doing enough, and can't you do more to help, and isn't there something you need to be doing? And of course, these are the old stories, distortions from the Piscean age that these souls have gone through. Really coming up on the table with the South Node getting ready to move into Sagittarius, around where we feel like we've failed in our mission. And so we don't feel like we deserve our mission. And in fact, Chiron in Aries is speaking to maybe we don't even deserve to be on the earth, which is crazy, right? Because it's like you've sacrificed so much. I mean, just not necessarily sacrifice the right word, but like you've gone through so much to be here, to dedicate yourself to this evolution, to be present, to be beaten down for lifetimes, and to still be holding your light, still be here, still breathing through all of the attacks. And this is part of what's going on too. A lot of these souls are feeling the psychic energies, the collective energies, and it feels like a direct attack, which maybe that's true. I'm not going to invalidate that. We are in the throes of the last battle with the multi-headed monster. And so you guys have always been the target, and it's really weird because it's like, okay, you're being asked to hold space and be in multiple dimensional frequencies and somehow live and take care of yourself and like deal with life. And also, blaming yourself, not feeling like you deserve to exist, and being beaten down at the same time and attacked with, so part of the energy of like these souls have gone through is like a punishment energy for being who you are, right? With who you are as a light being, like who you are as an advanced soul, who you are as a highly empathic, sensitive, what we need on the planet right now, right? And it's like amazing to look at this energy in sessions and see that these souls are allowing themselves to be punished. So this is something to examine, right? Because we know there's a huge bloom in the control energies right now, a huge bloom in the psychic, energetic, electromagnetic, lower matrix attack, against going directly against these souls that are on the verge of stepping over, because once enough of us step over out of this lower matrix into the higher paradigm, it's like tips the scales, right? The 100th monkey, it's like, and it's contagious, right? Like spiritual awakening is contagious, which is why these souls have been targeted so much. I've seen that, say, like in periods of time, say in the dark ages, like the Piscean age, when say they were persecuting over religious beliefs and things like that. And it was like, really, these were enlightened souls that were coming into their spiritual activation. And so it's like they had to get them before they could affect other people, because it's literally contagious. It's more contagious than the coronavirus, which is very contagious, right? This spiritual activation, this breaking through this dimensional frequency. And that's why the attack is coming right now. So now we have to examine this, because the information that I've gotten is that this level of punishment, okay, so this is part of the deal. Just talk about this first, is that these souls are allowing themselves to be punished. I mean, not that you want that or anything, but like deep subconscious beliefs, authority contracts, right? And allowing yourself to be punished for your light, and yet you're not accessing your light, right? It's like if you're going to be punished for a crime, like it's not even a crime, right? It's like what the world needs. It's your sole purpose. It's your destiny. It's who you are. It's the definition of you as a light being, as a light worker. Like, and so it's like, but you're allowing yourself to be punished for it, but you're not accessing the light you're actually being punished for. And it's kind of like if you're going to be punished for a crime, which isn't a crime, but you might as well enjoy the fruits of it, right? So there's that going on. And then we have to kind of examine this. It's hard, it's tricky, but these attacks that are going on and targeting of these souls specifically as leaders into the new paradigm. Have you noticed this pattern where it seems like energies, as soon as you start to feel better, they'll come in and something will happen to pull you back down? It might be a person with a toxic relationship. That's probably the most common, right? Or like a situation will happen. How about like a whole like pandemic, like lockdown of the whole planet, right? To bring you down. Like this is a pattern that's been going on and it's hard to look at, but it's almost like the more attack you are getting, the closer you are to setting yourself free to that higher vibrational place, establishing yourself there so that you can be contagious in the light. And but so what I've been shown is that karmically, some part of you somewhere, and we've all done this as these souls, have agreed to this targeting, agreed to this squeezing attack technology. So whatever's happening to us, some part of us is saying yes to it. Like, oh yeah, well, remember when I thought maybe I blew up the planet in Atlantean time, and so I probably should have like some massive control energies keeping me from my ascension. And we got to reevaluate all these stories. Atlantis is super on the table right now. And that's interesting. Like, are we going to get some disclosure soon about that? And there's talk about a partial hangout disclosure, like the super end game of the control energies is like a partial alien extraterrestrial disclosure, which doesn't tell the whole truth, just enough so they can continue to control us and keep us in fear, and that includes like proof of Atlantean time in our true history. So it's on the table right now. And so we have to kind of go within, that only way forward into the oneness, into our sense, our higher self, into the light, what we know we're here to do, and kind of examine in our consciousness whether or not we have given permission to be held down, right? Like, okay, I've agreed because they beat me down and tortured me in a past life and it was very traumatic in front of other people, right? Like, it's like, okay, I'm never going to do this again. Please, hey, you guys, control energies, keep me from my light, keep me from my spiritual ascension. Hey, you guys, whatever you do, right? These are our control-based relationships where we said, you guys, it's your job to keep me from my light. That's the most dangerous thing for the planet. And it's a lie, lie, lie. Your light is dangerous to one thing, and that's the lower matrix and the control energies. And it's all you came here to do. It's who you are. It's your destiny. It's your sole purpose. And it's time to step into that. And we're doing it together. But know that like the closer you get, it's almost like you'll have these times, these hours, these moments on the other side of the veil. And then this force seems to come and you can feel the technology, right? Like, ooh, it's like, but that is not anywhere. It's not even in the same boat powerful as the light that you are in your consciousness. And the light and the power of our electromagnetic field, especially when we come together, connect with the earth, we can create the biomagnetosphere we need here. We can create the environment we need in our own field. And the energy of the vision of the divine timeline, which has already occurred, is like, it's not even the same. It's like not, you can't even like say, I want to say it's so much more powerful than these dark forces that are going against us, but it's like, they're not even in the same category, right? It's like, you can't even compare apples to oranges here, right? And it's like, we've got to put our attention there. And of course, the more you put your attention there, the more you're going to feel this technological, psychological attack. And that's part of the game. And it's a war for your consciousness, for your vibration, for your light, for your love. And when we put our attention, it's kind of like what I would recommend for this weekend is like a fast from technology, from the news, definitely, even the alternative news that like it's like we need to know what's going on, but sometimes you've got to encapsulate into your light container and not you just it's just a time for us to just be completely present with our permission for what we came here to do, which is to be on a leading edge of spiritual ascension, step into those energies and just be there. And there's so much coming up with this Uranus and Taurus and like Venus getting ready for a retrograde around, do you deserve it? Like, are you good enough? Did you work hard enough? Did you save enough souls? Right? And it's like, whoo, all this. So this next couple of days with this Pisces moon, it's going to be bringing up all of the distortions of the Piscean age, right? And that's the sacrifice, the martyr, the failure energies, right? And it's like that's there, right? But it's a bloom of the past. It's not actually what's going on now. We know we've already tipped the scales. We know this whole thing wouldn't be happening if we didn't already tip the scales. And now we just have to establish ourselves there. And a big part of the energy is that Saturn at 1 degree Aquarius and an exact inconjunct out to the North Node at 1 degree Cancer. This is about what needs to be adjusted in order for us to build that new world. Saturn, the builder, Chronos, time, reality, and it's a new reality, right? We are on the verge of the Aquarian age and it is time. So what needs to happen? And that's about coming home to the mother, like allowing ourselves to be nurtured and received. Because if you're feeling loved by this world, which is hard when you're under direct attack, but when you tap into the earth, it's like, there's so much love right now. There's so much excitement, peace, expansion, like what the earth is going through. And when we can allow that for ourselves, which of course we've talked about how these ascension energies and the fear programming both attack our root chakra, right? So make us lift up off the earth and not feel permission. And it's like we have to throw out all these old stories about how our light isn't wanted here and how we need to be punished for it. And we're not good enough to get on our spiritual path and all that garbage that's programming. And be with the mother, come home. And because when you're allowing yourself to receive and feeling the love that the great mother, the universe, but manifest in our physical earth right now, then all those stories go away, right? Like, oh, you don't deserve your light. Oh, you should be punished. It's like the Mother Earth is like, let me just hold you right now. Like, let's do this together. This is a beautiful experience of light, love, hope, peace, joy. That's who we are. That's why we're here. That's humanity, not these like hybrid clone AI machines that are trying to run our world right now. These people aren't people. They have done horrible, unspeakable, evil things. They are not people. It's a human revolution we're going through right now. And we have to come into the power of humanness, which is exactly why there's an attack on our connection right now, right? On our community, on coming together, because that's the power we have, humanity. Our power to love each other and come together and be the power of the people, right? And so it's time to, it's like when we come back into that relationship with the great mother, with the nurturing that's available for us, all those stories about the fear of our power, the authority contracts, the punishment for your power, you don't deserve to be here on the planet, you blew up, you were a part of the Atlantean catastrophes, all that story just goes away. And so that's the energy of the meditation tomorrow. That's at 12 noon Mountain Time. That's 11 on the Pacific Coast and Pacific Time, and 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 2 p.m. on the East Coast. And so even if you can't make it live in your time zone, like being present with the energy, because this is a world meditation, it's about bringing together all the energies all over the world. And we know these meditations are outside of time. They're encoded, and we're just tapping into this energy of coming back into a loving relationship with our Mother Earth, representing being cared for and loved in this experience. And this is maybe the biggest threat to the lies and deceit and the lower paradigm, us feeling loved. So the mother wants to hold us through this, and that's what this meditation is about, to just deeply reset our whole vibration. And instead of focusing on the fight and the battle and just this whole deal, just coming back into the vibrational energy of feeling loved and cared for, which is our birthright. It's a true energy, and it's what is going to move us into the new paradigm and the Aquarian age. So I hope that I see you tomorrow. No video tomorrow or Sunday, but I'll be back Monday with a daily update and get this fast from technology. But know that tomorrow, the meditation, you can replay the meditation if you need it over the weekend to get into that vibe, and let's be there together, right? Like that's the power we have together, is to be together in our consciousness. And even though we can't come together and physically bring our energy, we can do that on the astral plane and surround the earth with and like amplify this love that is our planet, right? That we've been like disconnected from. That's that Chiron wounds in Aries. It's like, oh no, it's not safe here for you to exist on the earth, right? And so then we disconnect. And the key, everything right now is saying that's the only way forward. The earth is our spaceship. She's our mother. We're going together on this ascension, right? And she's the medicine. And it's all about receiving, coming back home into the arms of the cosmic love that is the truth of who we are and why we're here. And so let's just do it, right? So thanks so much for joining me to really catapult your spiritual awakening. And it's not easy, but it's going to be totally worth it in the end. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for that meditation, maybe Wednesday for the new moon in Taurus activation. And so the information to sign up for those is below. And I'll see you Monday for another update. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.